we're going to talk about OBJ now. A minute ago, we talked about Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders, and I was like, I can't believe we're bringing this up. I cannot believe we're bringing this one up. Like, are you kidding
crazy?
Me? Talk about letting sleeping dogs lie. That is apparently is not an option. As OBJ publicly says, he never wanted to leave the Giants,
but bashed everyone in the Giants. Makes sense.
Basically, so he was on CBS's coverage of the UEFA Championship League final and said, I never, ever wanted to leave the New York Giants. The reason you had heard me talking about what was going on was because I was pissed because where I came from in college, if you lost one game, our season was over. Yeah, I mean, why are we bringing this up?
Yeah. The bygones be bygones.
You know, it's funny because, like, for years, the Giants, and I think all teams fans do this to a certain degree, so I'm not trying to single us out. It's just what we deal with, so we're gonna talk about this for a minute. I feel like players leave the Giants, and big-name players leave the Giants, and we kind of harp about them for a while. We do. Like, let's be honest. We've been harping about Saquon now for a year and a half. You know, we've been,
Manning.
You know, yeah, whatever. Hoping the jinx turns on again. Oops. I hate like rooting against somebody's eagle. I can't help it. I don't hate him personally, but I hate the uniform he's got on. So, but you know, again, we harp on those things. Like, we're still harping about Eli Manning. Like, Eli Manning walks on water, according to us now. When he was a player, you know, we were like, you know, there were still people who always disliked him his whole entire time there.
Yeah. So Eli or shut up.
Yeah, like, this is like, we just harp on things as fans. And for years, we harped about OBJ. I can't let the OBJ go. Oh, Gettleman said I didn't sign him to trade him. First off, let me again reiterate. He meant it. We didn't sign him to trade him. OBJ forced our hands because he kept acting up, so we traded him. That's what he meant to say. Yeah. He just didn't say the whole damn thing.
Pretty much.
That's what he meant. Like, and I do believe it. I believe he signed him to one long term. Mara and Tish both said that. But anyway, let me remind real quick, everybody, why OBJ left. If he wanted to be a Giant for life, here's an idea. Shut the hell up and don't talk trash about our quarterback. Like,
stop pissing.
I mentioned before. You go. Sorry. I'm passionate. I'm getting fired up.
Let's say, stop pissing on the goalposts. Stop losing fights to kicking nets. Like, come on, man. Like,
the Josh Norman incident was embarrassing as hell. Right? I mean, that was absolutely ridiculous. But my biggest thing, and again, we talked about a minute ago how fans were kind of always on the fence that people didn't like him, and there's a little bit of revisionist history with Eli, because Eli always had people that just didn't like him when he was playing. Point blank. Let's call it what it is. But for OBJ to talk trash about Eli Manning, that's insanity. Absolutely insane. And that's what he did right before they traded him. So remember, he sat down with ESPN. I want to remind everybody this because this is what he said. This is a direct quote. He said, I feel like, and it's talking about Eli Manning, I feel like he's not going to get out of the pocket. We know Eli's not going to run it. Can he still throw it? Yeah. It's cool catching it shallow and trying to take it. But I want to go over the top of somebody. I want to be the best I can. I don't feel like I'm given the opportunity to be the very best that I can be. I feel like I could score every quarter if given the opportunity. I feel those numbers could be double or triple that they are right now.
Yeah.
You publicly bashed a guy who brought 2 Super Bowls to this team.
Yeah.
Absolutely scandalous. Oh, and by the way, a guy who was not just that. Like, I know there was some comments about Rodgers before. This is a guy that his teammates loved. This is a guy that the ownership loved. This is the guy the city itself loved as best you can. Like, if you want to, again, there was always people that disliked Eli his whole career. But let's be honest here. If you want to talk about the biggest people in the last 30, 40 years, you know, as far as New York sports, Eli's up there. Like, he's 100%. Probably up there with Derek Jeter as being like one of the biggest icons of that time period. Like, that's how high up he is. Don't bash him. And, you know, we're going to do our list, like I said, in a minute here, top 10 Giants in the last 25 years. Let me just say this. When it boils down to it, your personality and how you are as a teammate doesn't always come out public. And unfortunately, when you talk about the best players of different generations and stuff like that, that's something that matters. It's how you are as a teammate, how you are in the locker room, how you are to your teammates. Do you lift them up when they need to be lifted up? Do you bash them whenever you're not succeeding at the level you want to succeed at? That's the problem with OBJ. It was a me thing. And listen, he was a kid when we had him here on the team. Let's be honest in that. And I'm hoping he matured, but let's remember a couple years ago, the whole plane incident and all that stuff. I don't think he
Calling
ever
his
will.
pants down.
I think it's just his personality, to be honest. Now, that being said, ironically enough, I actually wouldn't mind if the Giants signed it or bringing him into camp for a minimum deal, just for the fun of it. It'd be something fun to watch. It'd be fun. Yeah. No, it'd be fun to watch. It would be fun to watch. But let's be honest. Well, the little bit he showed when he was in Miami, he's probably done. And I think that's what it is he's now reminiscing and he's going, what could have been? Because the guy, I don't have the numbers in front of me. I can pull him up just as easily, but I think he had about 5,500 yards when he got traded away by the Giants. And I think he ended up like 7,500 for his career. Let's take a look, see how close I am. Okay, with the Giants, 54.76 was his yardage. He's now at 79.87. I wasn't far off.
Such a shame.
Yeah. I mean, he was a Giant for 5 years, guys. So basically 1,100 yards a season. And in the 6 years since then that he's played, out of the 7, because nobody even signed him in 22, of the 6 years since then, he's only had 1,500 yards.
And he did what, 400 when he went to the Super Bowl with the Rams?
With the Rams, he had a really good game in the Super Bowl before he got hurt.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it. It was just shy of 400 yards overall for that 7-game stretch. I think it was like 375.
305, actually.
Yeah.
At 305, but 5 touchdowns. That's somebody harped on after that because he had a lot of touchdowns. He was also a second receiver, but
Yeah, so
I just, like I said, I'm done. I feel like he's gone. And we got out of the deal, keep in mind, is Dexter Lawrence.
Yep.
Dexter Lawrence is only a Giant because of that trade. Now, I'm going to say this, and I don't think most of you all could have said this a couple years ago. We made that trade. Do you really think the Giants lost this trade? Looking back at it now. Because what I'm about to say is correct. When this trade got moved and made, people flipped out and said, we lost this, we got fleeced. The Giants won that trade point blank because of the fact that we got Dexter Lawrence. We talked about it before. PFF made him this number 2 defensive tackle in all of football. I'm saying point blank, he's still number 1.
At least in my heart.
No, because again, I said during the show earlier before you came on that because he doesn't have the same supporting cast that Chris Jones has, he doesn't have the same defensive coordinator in his Spags that Chris Jones has. Because of that, I'm going to give him the notch over it, even though they're very close and it's splitting hairs. Anyway, I wanted the quick synopsis on that, but that's where I have it at. Like, we won, we made the right move, and the fact that he's still causing issues. Like as far as just
multiple
putting
other
himself
teams
on the news and trying to do everything he can. And like I even heard he asked for his release in Miami last year. 9 games in and 9 catches, 55 yards. He's done.
Yeah.
He's done. And I wish he could have been OBJ that just shut up and caught the damn ball. Like this is like they say Keyshawn's book back in the day, to shut up and throw me the damn ball.
Yep.
Like this would have been shut up and just catch the damn ball. It had to be about him. It had to be. And you know what? The Giants moved on. They moved on and got extra out of it. They got Jabril Peppers for a couple of years. They got Dexter Lawrence. They won the trade. And I see some of you guys in the comments say we lost because of the money, but
we would have had to pay one of these guys.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I get it, but I'd rather lose out on the money we lost on trading OBJ and move on before he became more of a headache, because he would have been worse and worse.
Yep.
So, like I said, that's where I'm at with that. All right.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the Goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.